back. Torah מ"ז 47, ליקוטי מוהר"ן. וזה שאמרו חז"ל, והיו חייך תלויים, זה התולה תפיליו. That if a person is hanging his tefillin on the wall, means not respecting them, not honoring them, so his life gonna be hanged. Means that that you're risking that tefillin, that they can fall, that you don't care about it, so corresponding to that, the Creator Himself will not gonna protect you and make sure that you're stable also. If a person is risking his life and his health, so he cannot expect God to watch over him and to have a perfect personal supervision on him like we all wish to have. A person is not allowed to count on miracles. He must watch himself not to go to dangerous places, not to risk his life, not to risk his health, and not, chas v'shalom, to disrespect the Torah and mitzvot. Because if you disrespect Torah and mitzvot, so you find yourself that the Torah and mitzvot are disrespecting you. You're going to find yourself that your life are hanged, depend in if, and you won't have the complete stability that we all hope to have. גם אמרו, also it's written, זה הקונה תבואה מן השוק, that it's that person that buy food and every other kind of groceries that he needs to buy from the market. What it means from the market? That the person now, he goes, he said, okay, I need to buy something, and he just go to the market and buy something, but he's not checking about the kashrut, who is the person that was growing those vegetables, where is it coming from, if it been given myself from it or stuff. I remember that once I was talking to a person and I told him, if you see that you have ants in your kitchen, so now it's true, sugar doesn't need kashrut. You don't need kashrut on sugar. Sugar, you see in the market a bag of sugar, you don't need to check where is it coming from. Sugar doesn't need kashrut. Water doesn't need kashrut. Salt doesn't need kashrut. You don't need to check, not on water, not on salt, not on sugar. There are things that you don't need kashrut on them. But if now you see that you have ants in your kitchen, so every teaspoon of sugar needs checking. If you say, no, sugar doesn't need kashrut, I don't need to check, and now you just put in the coffee and stir it, so what's going to be the result? That you can enjoy some ants in your coffee. Why? It's kosher. Yeah, but there are ants walking in your kitchen, so you need to check. So you need to check even in places that you don't need to check usually. There are times that you need to check. So a konet tvuah min hashuk, a person that go to the market, I'm buying, it's tomatoes. You need to care about kashrut. You need to care about where you're buying your food from. If those people are kosher, maybe that person is an evil person and his food is buying the most kosher food in the world, but he's a thief. And now you give him the money, and he now going to go with that money and going to do horrible things. So it's better for you to check and to go and buy products that might be even less good, not as beautiful as the ones that you're buying from that thief, but at least your money going to go to a good person, to a kind person, to a Jewish person, to a religious person. So you can check even on places that you're not supposed to check. So all of those things are showing where your heart is. If you care, if you really go with Hashem to the market while you go to the market, or you just go to buy the best things, and the most beautiful things, the most tastiest things in the world. What's your purpose? Why are you going? How you're going to the market? So when you go to the market, it's an example. It's a person just, check, first of all, ask. I remember that when we bought a stove a few years ago, I asked Rav Shalom, it was a German stove, and to buy stoves from the Germans, I was kind of scared. I didn't want to do it, so I asked my rabbi. I went to the rabbi's house and I asked him, is it okay for me to buy stove from a German company? So he answered to me, yes, there's no problem with it today. And I bought. But before of that, You go, okay, do I want to buy? No, it's the best stove in the world. Yes, they have the best stoves in the world, no doubt about it. They're working on it for years, developing the best stoves in the world. What can they really science that they checked it, they investigated, they tested on people. It's the best quality in the world, mamash. Before it was not allowed to make tests on human beings and on animals. So they checked it, and it's the best quality in the world. But today, it's not the same like 70 years ago. So today you can buy stoves from Germans. 70 years ago, it was not allowed. Today, you go, you ask a rabbi, it's allowed. So you need to check. It depends in your will. Do you care? Do you want to know what's the real will of Hashem? Or just no, it's badatz, it's charedi, it's mehudar, it's mehadri. You can buy? No. You need to listen to the voice of Hashem. You need to try to walk with Hashem. No, even if, no, they're telling you, go to this shul, yeah, it's a kosher. No, check, smell, listen, look, try to feel, count your own heart, listen to your inner feelings. If you go to a certain shul and you smell something fishy, something is wrong, I don't know, something doesn't look right for me in this shul. Check, maybe you're right. Maybe there is something wrong over there in that shul. Maybe there is something wrong. There was a story on Rav Aaron of Belz that there was one of his yeshivot, of Belz yeshivas, and they had a stove that they were baking matzot for Pesach in that stove. And one day they decided to build and to expand their yeshiva, and they decided to break that stove and to expand that room, and they're going to build another stove in a different place. But it was an ancient stove, and for long years they were making matzot in that stove. And that's what they done. They broke that stove, and they didn't, it's allowed, la halacha, by the rules of the Torah. If you want to expand the room that people will sit and learn Torah, the halacha is saying, yeah, it's okay. But they couldn't understand the importance of that stove. Something spiritually was attached to that stove, and they just broke it and expanded the room. And then in a week or two, there were few accidents, and people almost been killed, and big failures and accidents happened over there, and everyone felt like something is wrong, something happened. And they sent a messenger to Rav Aaron of Belz to ask him. So he said, after you do something, now you come and ask. You should have asked before. He's got his divine spirit to see. After you break the stove, now you come to ask. The stove is screaming, is saying, is complaining on you, is crying in heaven, why someone broke him. You don't understand. You have things in the creation that are so hidden in the secret of a stone that is a brick that screams from the walls. I read an explanation on that if a person gives a contribution to a certain synagogue or bet midrash or something like that, so the stone that is inside that wall is always screaming, yes, I'm the stone that Ploni Almoni donated. I belong to him. She's screaming always. And you don't know, you say to yourself, you know what, I'm going to break that wall. No. This wall is full with bricks that are screaming people's name. People donated money to build that stove. Now when you break that stove and you throw those stones to the streets, to the garbage, to whatever, those souls are just having a huge complaint because they had aliyah, they were upgrading and climbing and rising and developing spiritually in heaven, and now you stopped it. And you think that the Torah is, you need to ask, you need to check. You need to count on your heart. You need to pray to Hashem Yitbarach, Adricheni ba'amitecha, like David HaMelech. What, David doesn't know the rules of the Torah that he should ask Hashem Yitbarach, please guide me? You don't know the halacha? What, you don't know when you need to put tefillin? You don't know when it's Shabbat? You don't know what is allowed, what is not allowed? David HaMelech, come on, you know everything. For sure he knows. No. He knows that he doesn't know anything. He knows that he needs to ask. That's what he knows. When you reach the level of closeness to Hashem, you see how far Hashem Yitbarach is still away from you. So in every moment that you're coming closer to Hashem Yitbarach, you just understand your humility, how humble you should be, how humble you should become, how much more you need to work on your humility. More to understand that you don't know. More you need to go and do tshuva. More you need to go and to go closer to Hashem and closer to righteous people and to look for their advice and to really to Rabbi Nachman of Breslev asked how you become to be a Jew. Rabbi Nachman, you're a grandson of the Baal Shem Tov. You're from the generations of the seed, from the family of David HaMelech. What's going on? You asking about converting? He realized, I don't understand, where is it starting at all? I don't understand anything. He once gave, Rabbi Nachman of Breslev gave his talit to one of his students. While he gave him the talit, he told him, listen, like the numbers of threads in the talit, that's the numbers of tears that I was crying to understand what it means to have talit, what it means talit. The concept of talit. I was crying the number of threads that there are in the talit to understand what talit is all about, what talit means. You know how many threads there are in the talit? He was crying for hours on hours on hours. Means now appreciate what that you receive. It's not a talit, oh, I got the talit. Someone came after Rabbi Nachman of Breslev passed away. Someone came into the Beit Midrash and shown Rabbi Nachman's kippah. You know, the famous kippah that people got the picture of it. And he said, I got Rabbi Nachman's kippah, I got his kippah, that's his kippah. So someone came to Rabbi Natan and told him, Rabbi Natan, someone said that he's got Rabbi Nachman's kippah. So he said, I got Rabbi Nachman's brain. I don't need a kippah. When you have Rabbi Nachman's wisdom, you don't need Rabbi Nachman's kippah. That's not what you need. Okay, so you got his kippah. What is it going to help you? You think that really it's going to change you completely? It's like the tzitzit. What's the reason of wearing tzitzit? Maybe there are a lot of more reasons. What the Torah is telling us, you need to remember Hashem Yitbarach, that you're going to have those ptilim, the tzitziot, from the four wings of you, that you will see in every place you go. I need to remember Hashem, I need to remember Hashem. Oh, it's Hashem, oh, it's Hashem. That's the purpose. Now you got Rabbi Nachman's kippah. Great. What's the reason? What's the use? For what? What are you going to do with that? It's need to remind you to serve. It needs to remind you to come closer to Hashem Yitbarach. It will not going to do the job for you. Now you got my kippah. Now what? Is it going to help you? You're going to become me? No, you just have a kippah. Another kippah to wash. Another laundry. Another thing to hide from your children. Another trouble in your life. It's not something that... What's the use? If you use it for the purpose, so b'chol drachecha da'eu, you're going to know Hashem Yitbarach in every way you're going to walk in life. So Rabbeinu is saying, Haynu shehadalut ba al yedei pgam atfilin al yedei pgam shel emet. So Rabbeinu is saying that poverty, and like that we said, that en ani ela min hadat, that poverty of the person in the wisdom is coming because he's disrespecting Hashem. He's not understanding how much Hashem is close to him. We were sitting in Sukkot and with friends, and we opened the Zohar Kadosh, and in the Zohar Kadosh, Rab Shimon Bar Yochai is saying, Shchora ani venava, that a person is looking at himself and is looking at himself, and he says, hey, I'm all dark, I'm all black, I'm all covered, I have my problems, my issues, my fears, my bad midot, my angers, my confusions. Look at me, how dark I am, how far I am from Hashem. But the verse is saying, yes, I am dark, shchora ani, venava, but I'm beautiful. We know that the letters, and that's what Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai is explaining over there in the Zohar, that we know that the letters of the Torah are in the number of 600,000 letters, like the number of the souls of Bnei Israel, of the nation of Israel, to tell us that every Jew, he is a letter of the Torah. So now, if let's say one letter in the Torah is missing, one letter is off, been erased, been cut somehow, you're not allowed to say Birkat Torah, and you're not allowed to read from that Sefer Torah in Shabbat. It's a disqualified Sefer Torah. You're not allowed to read from it anymore in Shabbat. It's not Sefer Torah anymore. It's okay. it's important. A lot of amazing things are written, but it's not a Sefer Torah. It's a disqualified Sefer Torah. You cannot read in that Sefer Torah. So it means that Am Yisrael, even if one of them is out, so you don't have the Sefer Torah, the complete Sefer Torah. So if you look at yourself and you check and you say, hey, you know me, you don't know me, I'm the worst. I'm the letter Ayin in the name of Bil'am. I am the letter Ayin in the word of Paro. I am the Chet in the word sin, Chet. I'm the worst one of them all. I'm... Okay, if you're going to erase that letter from the Torah, you disqualify the Torah. You don't have Torah. Without the Ayin of Paro, without the Ayin of Bil'am, without the Chet of the word Chet, sin, you don't have Sefer Torah. You cannot disqualify one Jew. You cannot take him out. And the Zohar HaKadosh is saying, Shchora ani v'nava. Okay, yes, I am dark, I am far, but still I am beautiful. How can I be beautiful? If in that parasha now you use that letter, you use that word to destroy, to kill, that's the reason of the sin. That's the darkness. You talk about the devil, the word devil. That's who you find yourself that you are. What are you going to do with that? How are you going to clean yourself? Where is your beauty? So Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai in that Zohar is explaining that the letters are dark only from outside. If you look now, you open the book, you look, you see the darkness of the letters from outside. But from behind, if you're going to look at the letter, so it's completely attached to the white page, to the infinity, to endless, to God. And even if it is the darkest letter of them all, even if it's a letter that is describing the sin itself, the reason of the sin, means the beginning of darkness, it's completely attached to the Sefer Torah. Attached to the Sefer Torah means attached to God. Like Rabbi Nachman of Breslev said, that if a person is going to open himself up, just going to look inside, you're going to see how wired he is to Hashem Yitbarach from where? Not from where that you check yourself and see yourself. From behind, means from inside. So your pnimiyut, your spirituality is attached to Hashem. But you cannot look at it, you cannot see it when you check yourself outside. When you look at your body, you cannot see Hashem. When you look at your behavior, you cannot see Hashem. You need to look inside to see Hashem. That's the war, that's the struggle, that's the fight. That's the test. That the person is going to focus in his inside. That he will not going to look at his outside, at his external being, at his body, at his physicality, at his midot. No. Yes, you need to judge yourself. Yes, you need to know yourself. Yes, you need to work on yourself. But when you look for closeness to Hashem Yitbarach, it will never going to be depends on how you look from outside. On what other people are thinking about you. That's the worst. That's 100% disconnected. Who cares what the other person is? What's the connection between his opinion to your spiritual level? If really a person wants to find God, he needs to look inside. He needs to throw all of his patterns and all of his old way of thinking, judging himself and criticizing himself, and just really to check now, what do I really have in my life? What is my real inner connection with Hashem Yitbarach? Yes, okay, I sinned, I was clubbing, I was eating, I was drinking, I was sleeping, I was doing everything. Yeah, 100%. Yes, now. But where am I holding? Now, when I want to talk to Hashem Yitbarach, is He here? Yes. Am I far from Him? No. Where is He? Here. Where am I? Here. What's the problem? No problem. What's the verse is saying? David HaMelech is saying, Ki esak shamayim shamata. When I'm going to climb to heaven, there you are. When I'm going to climb to the heights, to above the sky, to heaven, Shamata, there you are. I'm going to see you, Hashem, there you are. Ki atzia sheol, but when I'm going to go to the lowest place in hell, lowest place, Hineka, here you are. What's the difference between those two places? When you reach the heights, Ki esak shamayim, when I'm going to climb to heaven, what I'm going to see? Shamata, there you are. There, it's still far from you. But when I'm v'atzia sheol, hineka, when I'm going to be in the lowest place of hell, here you are. You're closer. In hell, you can see Hashem closer than you can see Hashem in heaven. When you're in heaven, you say, hey, here he is, here he is, here you are, you're there you are. Shamata, you're there. You're not with me, you're not here, you're there. You have more to reach, you have more to achieve, and you will never gonna achieve it. You're just gonna keep on climbing and climbing, and he will always be there. But when you fall, when you're in the lowest place of them all, Hineka, here you are. You don't need to search. He's just inside of you. He's in front of your eyes, in front of your nose. Da lifnei mi she'ata omed. You should know in front who you're standing. Standing in front of King of all kings. So how can it be that in heaven Hashem is far and in hell Hashem is close? So what, people going to start sinning? No. Sinning are bringing the people to do tshuva. Like the verse is saying, Reshaim mele'ei charatot. Evil people full of regrets. The failures and the difficulties and all of our nonsense and all of our downs and all of our mistakes are just bringing us to that understanding that we need to humble ourselves, that we need to grow in our avodat Hashem, that we need to come closer to Hashem Yitbarach. So there is a huge use in all of the downs, in all of the failures, in all of our problems, in all of our difficulties, in all of the constrictions, in all of our downs, horrible downs that we have. There's a purpose for all of those ones. And we just need to see Hashem in all of them. So for that, you need to look for Hashem. You need to want Hashem. Because when it's dark, it's hard to see. But when you close your eyes, you can focus, you can see. You can recognize Hashem immediately. That He's with you. That He never left you. That's what you're going to understand. When you're going to come closer to Hashem, you're going to understand that Hashem was with you always. Nothing changed. Just you were thinking too wisely, too high, you were just imagining that you have understandings and that you're holding levels and that you're supposed to serve Him like this or like that. You don't need to do anything. You want Hashem, Hashem is here. קרוב השם לכל קוראיו, לכל אשר יקראו באמת. God is close to everyone that calls Him with truth. What that you need to do is to attach yourself to your point of truth. And even if your truth now gonna say, I'm low, I'm weak, I'm lazy, I'm tired, I'm far, I don't remember, I keep on forgetting, I'm confused, I'm rude, I'm selfish, I'm not humble, I'm arrogant, whatever. And I'm tired of all of that game. If that's your level, that's going to bring you to Hashem. In that place, you can say to Hashem, please Hashem, bring me one step closer to you. Let me feel your presence. I'm saying it a lot of times to my students. I give that advice. Close your eyes. Connect yourself to Hashem in your thoughts. Start asking from Hashem Yitbarach simple requests. Just tell Him, I want to feel that you're with me. Please Hashem, give me that amazing feeling. And don't go nowhere. Close your eyes for 10 minutes, for 15 minutes. Finish a cup of coffee before of that you're not going to fall asleep. 10 minutes. Hold yourself. 10 minutes. Close your eyes. Tell Hashem, Hashem, I want to feel you. I want to feel your love. I want to feel that you care about me. Let me feel your warmth, your love, your kindness. I want to be sure that you're here. I want to feel your presence. Please, let me feel you, Hashem. Let me feel that you're spiritual with me, that you're covering me, that you're hugging me, that you're wrapping me, that you're filling me from inside. Let me breathe you, Hashem. Let me nullify myself to you, Hashem. Now I'm breathing. I'm breathing you, Hashem. Let me believe that I'm breathing you. That your being is filling me from inside. That I'm full of Hashem. That you're outside of me. That you're inside of me. That there is nothing except of you, Hashem. That I don't need to be scared anymore, Hashem. Let me be brave. Let me feel close to you. Those simple words, 10 minutes a day, going to make you so strong, going to make you so powerful that you cannot imagine. Cannot imagine. all of the people that are keep on coming and complaining that they're losing Hashem, that they're losing touch with Hashem, that they don't believe in Hashem, that they cannot see Hashem, those are the people that stopped trying. Those are the people that stopped talking to Hashem Yitbarach. And it's okay. I'm not being judgmental. That is reality. They gave up, and I can understand it. Just we need to remind ourselves there is no despair in the world at all. You need always, no matter what, to come back to Hashem. People after Auschwitz, after all of the families been destroyed, built families, built businesses, bought properties, made aliyah, moved to Eretz Israel with grandchildren. From complete lost, from zero. From complete zero, not zero like you have $5,000 in the bank and you don't know what you're going to do tomorrow. Complete zero. Saw their family, their children, their wives, their husbands, their parents being slaughtered in front of their eyes. Lost everything. Went out from the camps starving and skeletons, hungry, starved, sick, abused, with scars on their souls, not like us, that every one of us is healthier than a bull, than an animal. Like monkeys we are. No problems we don't have, just we're lazy. Really, people that came out of those German stoves and came back to life. Why? Because they had that will inside of them. Nothing gonna turn off my flame, the flame of my soul, the flame of our nation, the flame of the Torah, the flame of truth, of justice. No matter what was their motive, something was still flaming inside of them. The sickness and the problem of this generation is the sadness, is the despair. No, look at me, I'm not learning Torah. Oh really, they learned a lot of Torah in Auschwitz, a lot of Torah. In Treblinka, oh, they had their sedarim, they were sitting every day, the rabbi was teaching Daf Yomi, Rashi, Tosfot, every day, before of Shachrit, of course. And after Shachrit, everyone in Treblinka, everyone were saying, Shnai Mikra V'Echad Targum, Tikkun HaKlali every day, Mikveh every day, for sure, Mincha in public, B'minyan, they had an amazing shul over there. No, nothing. They didn't have anything, nothing. They were just running for their lives, being abused, screaming to heaven, screaming to hell, hoping to die even. And from those ruins, from the destruction, they built themselves back. And we're just spoiled. No, look, what I'm gonna do? I have students that are calling, everyone is more depressed, more broken. What happened? You need to decide, I'm gonna work, I'm gonna succeed, I'm gonna make it, no matter what. And if you're gonna believe in yourself, you're really gonna make it. But if you're not gonna believe in yourself, no way you're gonna make it. No way in the world. You cannot make it. If you're not gonna do, who's gonna do for you? You want someone to come and to save all of your family and to give you money and to build you and to teach you. Okay, now we're going to open a school just for you and we're just going to now come and teach you and we're going to feed you and we're going to cook for you and you're going to wash your stuff and we're going to buy you a house. That's who you want to be? You don't want to buy houses for other people? You don't want to be that person that is buying houses and giving them? No, I can't. Why you can't? Because you don't want. Because you have your self-pity and you rather to be poor and that everyone gonna care about you and gonna pat you and gonna hug you and gonna kiss you and gonna tell you how poor you are and don't move and yes, you can cry now and it's okay. That's how you want to. If it would be for 10 minutes and then you recover and then you go back to work, great. But if that's you, so it's a problem. And we need to break that nature. And we need to go and hit the streets and to go and scream to Hashem if you don't have the power to work. To scream to Hashem, every person got the power. Even when you're lying in bed, you can scream, still scream to Hashem. Rabbi Nachman of Breslev said you can cover yourself with a fabric, with a talit, and you're all alone with Hashem. What's the problem? Cover yourself, that's it. You and Hashem now in Beit HaMikdash, in Kodesh HaKodeshim. Is there a higher level than being with Hashem in prayer? Now you're with Hashem. Now you don't have anything else. Yeah, you don't have money. Your bank are calling. The police are after you. You need to go out from your house. You don't have. Yeah, everything the worst. Now you're with Hashem. Now 10 minutes. Yeah, don't move. Now you're with Hashem. Is there a higher level than that in the world? Can you reach something higher than that? If you would have money, it means that you would be spiritually higher. All of those difficulties, if you're going to understand that they're coming from Hashem, you would understand that they are the tools that are giving you the opportunity to become humble. Means really to have Hashem Yitbarach in your life. Money will not going to bring Hashem to your life. Honor will not going to bring Hashem into your life. A house, food, anything, nothing will bring Hashem into your life. Only humility going to bring Hashem into your life. Only when you're going to be humble, Hashem will be with you. Only when you're going to say the truth, Hashem will be with you. No matter which truth you're going to say. You don't need to say Tosfot that Hashem will be with you. You don't need to learn Maharsha that Hashem will be with you. It can help, it can humble you. It can help you to understand, oh, look where the Maharsha was, what he was thinking about, and look at me, I'm still watching cartoons. Okay, yes, it's going to humble you to learn Maharsha. But that's not what that's going to bring Hashem Yitbarach into your life. I know people that knows Maharsha and they're learning Maharsha and they don't have Hashem in their life. The Maharsha, he had Hashem Yitbarach in his life. Why? Because he was humble. Not because he was the Maharsha. Because that he was humble, now you're going to call him the Maharsha Kadosh. Oh, you don't know, the righteous Maharsha. Why? Because he was so humble. Because he was humble. Because he was fighting for his people. Because he was fighting for the truth. Because he was a brave person that went all the way with the truth. Not because he was the Maharsha. No. We are calling him the Maharsha. He was just a humble, completely humble person. So now he became to be important. Now you want to be closer to him, so you need to be humble. You don't need to read Maharsha. You need to be like the Maharsha. To learn from him how to humble yourself. How to know that there is always only one to count on. And not to count on people. And not to count on your power. And not to count on money. Only one. And as long as you're going to keep on forgetting that, Hashem going to keep on reminding you that. Because He loves you. And He wants you close. Thank you very much. Chazak u'baruch.